Hi, and welcome to Correct Way. And today we'll be looking at the KuKirin G2 Pro, a pretty fast, pretty cheap scooter that doesn't really know what it is, but I guess it's good at something. So let me tell you more about it. So first up, huge thanks to KuKirin for providing me this scooter for testing purposes. If you want to get a scooter like this, feel free to use my affiliate link below. And if there's any coupon code for it too, then use that. You'll help the channel by using those links. So the KuKirin G2 Pro is a very cheap scooter and it's for about €500 now on sale. So I really did set my expectations according to the price that it has. And for the price, it's actually quite a bit of scooter. It has a 720 watt-hour battery. I made a range test with it, about 42 kilometers of range with speeds between 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. So quite a bit for this amount of money. It has a 600 watt motor here in the back. Top speed around 40-45 kilometers an hour, but more in the 40 kilometer an hour range.
You can also quickly limit the top speed of the scooter by pressing the power button and the brake button at the same time. So right now we go up to 53 kilometers an hour free spin speed. Press the brake and the power button. 1, 2. Screen starts blinking, and now we're at 25.
We have disc brakes, front and back, suspension. God, actually in the box you also do get a seat for the scooter. You do get a seat in the box. I don't know how comfortable it is. I guess we'll have to watch other reviews to, check out the seat. Yeah, quite a bit of scooter for that price, but is it actually good? I should have probably answered at the end of the video, but I can already answer now. Kind of. I'm not really sure what the target audience of such a scooter is, but it will get you somewhere fast. It will get you somewhere not that far, and yet it's not as light as a, for example, Xiaomi scooter because it weighs 26 kilograms.
Actually, I just weighed a scooter and it's 22 kilos. I guess the 26 is maybe with the seat. I don't know. It's 22.
If you want to get somewhere cheap and quick, then maybe this scooter is an option for you. With that said, I'll talk about the ride later. Now let's discuss the features of the scooter. So going from top to bottom, let's start with the handlebar, or the pit of cocks, or as the others say, the cockpit. So luckily there is a key for the scooter. You can lock it somewhere and no one will be able to turn it on. So if you want to turn the scooter on, then you need to turn the key and then you press on this button here, which turns on the screen. The screen is it is visible in broad daylight, but not too well. Can you see it with the camera here? Like this, maybe? So you can see it in broad daylight, but it's not the best visibility. The grips are nice and comfy, and in general the handlebar is pretty wide. I would say it's a very comfortable scooter to grip here. We have both sets of brakes, front and back. Those are mechanical brakes. I'll talk about those in a second, but just the levers themselves are, they're pretty good. When it comes to the buttons here, we have a on and off switch for the front and tail lights. And I gotta say, those lights, terrific job, especially considering the price. We have a turn signal switch here. Sadly, no audible beep to know if they're still on or not. We have a buzzer and a multi-purpose switch, which is also the on and off button. Okay, so you can go through the modes by pressing the button once. So 1, 2, and 3. You can see it on the side. And then you can also go into the advanced menu by pressing the button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So all you need to know in the P settings essentially is P5. This is the cruise control. At 1 it's on. P6 is the 0 start. At 1 it's off, so it won't right away now. P8 was the time until the scooter turns off, 5 minutes. PA is the acceleration adjustment. 5 is the most powerful one. 1 is the least powerful one. PB is the regenerative braking system. I just have it off. And PC was... What was PC?
Police custody. Penis cramps.
Penis cramps.
Penis cramps.
You set up the penis cramps by typing in the value. Now it's at 0. I don't want any penis cramps while riding. So on the screen you can see your speed. It can be both in kilometers an hour, miles per hour. Here's your mode, 1 through 3. The voltage readout, 53.6 volts now. Battery indicator, the lights are on. Mileage, almost nice. And the trip odometer, since you turned on the scooter. Not too bad, not too shabby. Nice size. adjustable. Could be better visible, but not too bad. The throttle itself is actually very nice. It feels very sturdy, quite quality if I say so myself. It reacts really quickly, maybe a bit too quickly for my liking. And then in the screen you can select how, the scooter accelerates based on the throttle response in the screen if you find it a bit too jittery. But in general, it's not too powerful. It's just one motor drive, 600 watts, so you should get along with it. One thing that I do not like about it though is that if the cruise control engages, there's just a teensy weensy tiny icon here on the screen. I don't know if you can see it. It's just blinking.
I can see it. I don't know if you
Yeah,
can see
it's blinking. And then if it stops blinking, it means that cruise control is engaged. I would really prefer a beep, because sometimes you just go uphill, you mash the accelerator, and then, you don't realize that the cruise control is on and it keeps on accelerating. So just something to keep in mind. Of course, it deactivates once you press on the brakes. One thing I noticed is that with the acceleration at 1, the scooter turns off the acceleration in bigger bumps. So you can see now I'm not accelerating at all. It just keeps going at 20 and it slows down in those bumps. So I think it's a software bug, because yeah, I can't really accelerate. You can see I mashed the throttle. I'm not accelerating because of the bumps. And if I go onto those bumps, I mean this road now without bumps or less bumps, should accelerate a bit more, and it does. So I think that's some sort of bug that KuKirin needs to figure out. 1, 2, 3. If I set the PA level back to 5 now, it will go fast again. And those bumps don't matter anymore. See? The cable management is not too shabby. There's one cable here on the bottom, and here it's quite a spaghetti junction, but it is what it is. A nice feature about the scooter is that the height of the handlebars is adjustable. So for me, it's nice in the highest setting, but it doesn't actually fold in place if the handlebar is in the highest setting. So let me just do it real quick. To press here and pull. It actually requires quite a bit of force. So you can see here, the hook doesn't align with the actual hook that it should align with. Can't really put it in here. That's what she said. So if I actually want to fold the scooter and then carry it up a flight of stairs, I need to release this clamp. I need to put the handlebar lower. Boom. And then I can actually hook the hook in place, and I can lift it up. 26 kilograms. So this is how the scooter looks with the lower setting, and you can put it even lower in this setting. So it's really nice that you can adjust the height according to your height. The folding mechanism, the clamp, feels actually quite sturdy, and I didn't feel any slim wobble while riding. But as said, it's actually requiring quite a bit of force to unfold it. So maybe it needs some regulation here with the screws here. That's how I got it out of factory. Luckily, it is very sturdy though. Right below, we have the front light. And I have to give credit where credit is due. This is a phenomenal light, especially considering the price of the scooter. It's quite strong, it's great for nighttime riding, and yeah, nothing to complain about here. It doesn't even blind others. Oh wait, there's actually one thing to complain about. The light is mounted on this metal bar, so the only way to adjust it is by bending the metal itself. So yeah, I did that once, and now it's properly adjusted. Out of factory, it shines into the tree crowns, but it'll do. It won't move on its own now. No screws to adjust. And talking about lighting, I think that the lighting on the scooter is phenomenal. You can see there's additional lighting in the front, which is turn signals that are actually orange. I can't believe it that a scooter manufacturer or small electric vehicle manufacturer actually thought that turn signals are orange. This is not a given. There's also a turn signal here in the back, and when the light is on, it just stays stationary and if you press on the turn signal, it starts blinking. So really nice, but yeah, it's not visible in the back, just on the side sort of. And in the back, we can see a pretty strong tail light with a brake light that blinks. I think the same thing happens if the scooter has the lights off. Yeah. So really nice suite of lights. I guess just the tail turn signal could be in the back instead of the side, but I mean, again, 500 euro. Wow. When it comes to the stopping power, I mean, you can't expect too much from 500 euro. We just get mechanical brakes with discs, and you can actually see that they're not perfectly aligned here. It's not stopping with the full surface of the brake, and because the scooter has just 9-inch tires, you know, dust will creep in here pretty quickly. You might get some scratchy sounds on those brakes too. But for me, it was good enough. Tadju, who is holding the camera, he's also a bit of a scooter aficionado, if I say so myself. Ex-scooter aficionado, because now he's an EUC aficionado. He was saying that the brakes are not good. I think it's fine. Sometimes I was braking in emergencies and it was good enough. In the rear though, you can see the other brake. Let me turn it around. So this brake is actually better aligned. You can see that here it brakes with the sort of full surface of the disc. I think those are 140 millimeter discs, or even smaller actually.
120.
It looks like 120 actually, yeah.
It says so.
Oh, it says 120, okay. I didn't get the chance to ride the scooter in rain. The front mudguard looks decent, but you know, it's pretty tight. You might get some sounds from it. It might get some stuff stuck in it. And the rear mudguard, a bit of a designer move with one just arm on the side. One strut. A very strategic move. Also very tight here. That's all I can say about it. The tires on the scooter are 9 inches big. It's a pretty wide tire and with quite a bit of tread. I don't think it's the right choice for this scooter because it seems to be a city scooter. I don't really like riding it off-road, but at the same time, I feel like the maneuverability is okay. It makes a bit of a sound when riding, and as said, I don't think it provides the biggest amount of comfort. Yeah, I would probably choose a different tire for this scooter. I think it's quite impressive that for this price, we also do get suspension on the scooter. And it's not too shabby, especially for the bigger bumps. It absorbs them quite well. Definitely a lot better than a scooter without suspension. For the smaller bumps, I don't think it's all that progressive, but still not bad at all, especially considering the price point of the scooter. Going on cobblestone, like you can feel it quite a bit because of the 9-inch tires, but it's also not a like tooth breaker or jaw breaker. The suspension works quite well, I have to say, to be honest with you guys, on cobblestone. But you know, a scooter with more suspension travel or more progressive suspension or just bigger tires would be more comfortable. You can also try to go off-road here, and it does that. I mean, for a light scooter, a light portable scooter for the city, it behaves surprisingly well in all of those various scenarios. It's not only destined for the road, it can do quite a bit more without being dangerous or overly non-comfortable or not comfortable. So yeah, when it comes to off-roading, here we are at a bit of a gravel path. And yeah, you can feel a lot of the bumps, but the suspension does deal with the bigger bumps quite well. So it is possible to ride it off-road. Actually quite nice with the rear suspension. But yeah, really, I mean, I would just get a bike for such a terrain anyway, with you know, much bigger wheels and perhaps bigger suspension travel. So yeah, off-road is doable, definitely better than a non-suspension scooter, but if you want to go off-road anyway, I mean, just get an e-bike really, or something really a lot more expensive, a lot more capable than, you know, a 500 euro scooter. But yeah, actually, not too bad at all. Here we have a pretty big drop. I hope I will survive it. Let's go. Yeah, nice. Actually, that's quite impressive. Now, if you look at the suspension pretty close here, we have this I don't know really how to call it. It's the frame, and it looks to be quite flimsy. Like, I don't know how it's connected here in the deck. It's pretty narrow, those parts here, but they're also angled. They're, you know, mounted with pretty big screws, beefy screws on the side. I don't have any issues here, like when riding, but I don't know for how long this will be like structural and strong. I just hope that KuKirin did the calculations here for this part to be durable in the long run too. While we're in this area here, I will also talk about the geometry of the scooter. We'll talk a bit technical. In the bike world, you call this the head tube angle, and here it's very steep in the scooter. It's sort of like a big L. But what does that mean? It means that when you're going very slow, you can be very maneuverable with the scooter, and that is very nice. I would say up to 10, tops 15 kilometers an hour. But once you get up to speed, you need to really hold tight on the handlebar. You have to sort of make very smooth movements and lean with the scooter, because otherwise, like, this scooter becomes super jittery. So with this geometry, I really wouldn't recommend riding it with one hand, especially at speed, because it just becomes very twitchy. So keep both hands on the handlebar at all times. Yeah, that is not stable at all. Okay, the cameraman just loves the doggos. So with this steep head tube angle, you do get a little bit more room on the deck here. You do lose a bit out on the stability. I would prefer a less steep head tube angle or just a bit more stability on the scooter, but this is what we get here. All right, let's talk about the small deck of the scooter. Here we have really a small deck move because, I mean, look, this is my 45 size shoe. It's occupying almost all of the scooter, so it's not that easy for me, at least, to find a comfortable spot on the scooter. It is more portable therefore, but yeah, for me it's a bit of a too small deck, I have to say. And with a small deck we get a small hole. And there you put in the small connector. Oh, let me just spin it. It doesn't fit, it's very tight. Okay, there you go. Here we have the charger. It is a 2 amp charger, written here on the back. 7 or 8 hours for a full charge. Not really fast, not terribly slow, but pretty slow. And luckily there is no fan, so it's a noiseless charger. They did put some rubber on this small deck, which is easy to clean, but therefore it's not that grippery. And in this case, it's not a favorable situation to be in. With other small decks with rubber, it's all right. In this case, not so much. In the back, we do get a little bit of a kick plate or foot plate. Foot stand. Is it a foot stand? I forgot the name of it. I didn't ride scooters for so long. Which also includes the suspension mounting thing. It's nice to have it. I mean, without this foot kicks thing stand, it would be much less comfortable to ride on a scooter. It's pretty sturdy too. We do get a little bit of a kickstand, foot kick action here. It's pretty sturdy. It's small. It does the job. The scooter is IP54 rated, so against splashes or like mild splashing on a small deck. I should stop with this joke already. I would say the only water ingress point that I could find anywhere is that the charge port doesn't have sort of any rubber seal around it. It's just plastic. But yeah, other than that, I guess you should be good. I hope you'll be good. I don't know if you'll be good. When it comes to the ride on this thing, it's pretty much no thrills. 2, 1, go. 10, 20, 30. And now we're fighting with headwind. So we'll see if we'll go to 40 at all. 1, go. Already 20, 30. Go with the wind much faster. We got 40. Now. So yeah, the scooter ain't got much torque, I can tell you that. It's nothing that you would not expect and everything you would expect. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. The only thing to worry about is the steep head tube angle that I told about earlier. Other than that, it's like you would have a bicycle that it's always riding in the highest gear. It goes up to speed pretty slowly, and in the end it can go to 40 or 40, even 3 kilometers an hour sometimes at full charge when I was riding on it. But if you encounter a hill, well, it will slow down a lot. Okay, so now I'll be accelerating up the hill, and let's see how fast we'll be able to go. 23, 24. Actually, it still keeps a pretty decent speed, better than I expected going up this hill. Maybe we'll be even able to reach 30. Not so much. I guess the heavier you are, the more of an impact it will have on your ride. That, you know, there's a limited power to this motor. But yeah, actually 25 to 30 kilometers an hour up this hill while accelerating, I thought it'd be worse. I think the comfortable max grade for this is like 5-10 degrees steep. All right, so the angle here is 7, 9, 7? Is it 7? Okay, 7, 8 degrees, and I think that is the maximum comfort level for the scooter. I don't know any less steep climbs, so let's start out here at 0. And you can see we're not accelerating, we're not slowing down. A little bit accelerating perhaps, so as said in the video, about 10-12 degrees is the max. Here this incline is set to be 8 via my phone. I think it's like between 8 and 10. So yeah, not too torquey this scooter, but should get you most places. KuKirin advertises up to 18 degrees, but this thing will never go up such a, okay, that'll go again. But this thing will never go up such a steep incline. About, again, 10-12 degrees I think is the max for the scooter. So it will just get you places. It's like a bus. It's pretty fast, but not too fast. It's pretty far, but not too far. It's pretty comfy, but not that comfy. Just is. And herein comes the price, because there's not really a lot of stuff you can buy these days for 500 euro. You could either have 200 coffees or you could have this. Even electric bikes are a bit more expensive than that, and you could also get a normal analog bike, but at the same time you will not get places so fast as you will with the scooter. For 500 euro, I think this scooter is packed with features, with essential lighting, or even better than essential lighting, a folding mechanism, a weight that is, you know, it's a bit too heavy for being a commuter scooter, but if you have the power and the legs to do it, then you can carry it up a set of stairs. It has a key, a pretty decent screen, and the performance is, it's good enough. So for 500 euro, I have to say, not too shabby at all. What about the non-discounted price though? Because that is around 900 euro, I believe. And that is, I guess, a price that I would be more used to in terms of such a scooter. And then, you know, there's also much more choices you can make with this price point. So at 900 euro, you know, still packs a ton of features, still has plenty of, you know, value to give, but it's just not as good of a value proposition as it is with the discount to 500 euro. And if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.